Eric Muathe with Muathe.com with another RSI 50 level crossing video, and here we're going to see an example where markets moved below their RSI 50 level on both the daily and weekly time frame, and we see that I had predicted the possibility that if the market was to crack below those levels on the 50, that the market would have a big swing. And what I'm talking about here is the Indian market overnight was down 2.34%, and this was predictable based on how the RSI was setting up leading into this day. And following here is, let's take a look at what the chart looks like right now. We see after the drop, and again the Nifty on June 2nd 2015 down 2.34%, big price drop, but we see that the main reason is because the RSI moved below 50 on the daily RSI, and we also see that the same thing happened on the weekly time frame where it also moved below 50, and that's why we had that big swing. So let's go to the video analysis that I did prior to the drop on June 2nd 2015, and the analysis was just the day before this big drop. Alright, let's go to the video so we can see how you can prepare yourself in anticipating some of these big moves in any market, in any trading instrument across the globe. Eric Muathe, Muathe.com. We see that Monday's trade ended with the market pretty much unchanged, and let's take a look at the daily. Again, this is for June 2nd 2015. See what the charts look like. Even though the daily move was pretty much unchanged, we see that the hourly charts do have a little bit of a tell about where the market wants to go. But before we take a look at the hourly, let's take a look at here the weekly charts first and foremost. And what I want to show you here is just this slight high here on the weekly. I believe that's where we can watch to see if the market can break out, and the level to watch there that I believe the market needs to move above that level if the market is gonna press higher is 84.8.35. I think any move above this recent weekly closing high would suggest that the market is now ready to move higher. Otherwise, the more we fail to stay above this recent weekly closing high, we might struggle. We see here the way the RSI is trading, a move back below 50 on the weekly RSI might easily suggest a down week, so we need to watch for that. But the key to see whether the market has momentum is taking out the recent weekly closing high. We also, if we are wanting the market to go long, would like this to find support around the zero line and start pointing higher on the weekly MACD. Take a look at the daily, and on the daily, let's go back a little bit further. I think there's a little bit of a risk here. Again, the daily also has the same level to watch, which is the recent daily closing high, and again 84448.35 is where the market needs to move above that recent daily closing high to suggest that momentum is back in the market. Otherwise, this could easily become resistance, and I see evidence of that potential resistance based on how this RSI recently broke down here, and that break is what brought the market off the highs. We've been down since, and so of course we can draw a line from there and see the problem now is this became uniform activity above the line back below it here, which was this high, and now we are seemingly forming a double top. So as long as this is the case, and as long as the market is below this line here, it looks like we could pull back. Otherwise, if the market is to move higher, obviously it needs to take out that line of resistance by moving above it. It needs to break out, and also needs to break out above the recent daily closing highs. We'll see what happens here. Again, bulls would like to see the market move above zero. Those who are bearish would actually like the market to stall around the zero line and start pointing down on the MACDs. the way we ended on Friday and on Monday suggests that more than likely the market might be looking for a pullback. Also, evidence can be seen by taking a look at the hourly. We go back to the hourly showing the highs here. Again, we've been talking about this for a while, that this break point here, that break point has been instrumental in giving us short-term sell signals. There was a sell signal here after this break of this trend line here, which brought the market off the highs and on and on. Since then, this has been resistance short term. We broke another trend line here. We set trend line, which was the highs here, and we've come here with uniform activity above the line, back below it. That's a sell signal. And also we see another line of resistance recently on the hourly, if you draw it like that. So let me draw a different color here. So if you draw it like this, connecting this high on the RSI, which connects to that high, and then the rest of the highs here, here, and now we seem to have stalled exactly there. So I think more than likely, given the weight of the daily and the weight of the hourly, it looks to me like the market is telegraphing more than likely it is on a slight pullback mode. The key to how much lower it could go for the week is really dependent on how it trades on the weekly RSI. If the RSI stays above 50, that's okay. If the price moves above 8,448, that's bullish also. Otherwise, if this continues being resistance on the price, and if the RSI jumps below and cracks below 50, and especially if the MACDs move below 0, then we might be suggesting a big move lower. Otherwise, the hourlies and the dailies do suggest that pullback mode, unless the market can take out the resistance lines that I've mentioned on the RSI, on the hourly, and on the daily. Eric Mwathe, good luck, peace, and blessings. Woo! Yeah.